Can you get full-speed Wi-Fi throughout your entire home on a budget? Let's find out. Hi and welcome to Bytes and Bits. Getting good Wi-Fi coverage throughout your home is something that we all strive for, and there are of course a wide range of routers out there for a wide range of prices. Now, a company called Zbtlink have sent me through one of their routers, and then this is their Z8103AX-E router, and this is priced at the budget end of the market, coming in at around about sort of £45 to £50. Now, this is a full Wi-Fi 6 capable router, so it offers you both the 2.4G network, 5G network, and of course then the Wi-Fi 6 network. So this on the books sounds like a very good option at a very good price. So let's have a look at the actual unit itself, and then we'll test out and see what sort of performance this gives us throughout my home. So the device itself is a fairly standard router. So we have the main sort of electronics box, and this of course has these 4 fully positional high gain aerials around it. LEDs on the front really tell you about the activity on each of the bands and also the devices plugged into it. If we go around the back of the machine, we come to the actual ports, and there you can see we have the WAN port, which is your connection to your broadband, and then 3 gigabit Ethernet ports to connect devices to. Power is through a little power brick which plugs into the connector on the back here as well. And then we have the reset button, and then this last button, which is the mesh. The router is capable of creating a mesh network by connecting a number of routers together to form a single unified Wi-Fi network. So if you do have any black spots in your home, then you can just simply place another router near there, connect it through Wi-Fi to the base system, and then you should have then extended coverage out to wherever you want really. And with this being a Wi-Fi 6 router, the backbone connection between the secondary units and the base unit should give you a very good speed connection. Now, setting up the device is pretty straightforward. There is a pretty instructive manual. You simply just follow through the steps, and you do that over the internet using your web browser, and that should get you everything all connected up and ready to go. So now to the most important aspect, which is the actual performance of this unit. So I'm going to be comparing it to my Zbtlink AX-E5400 router, and I'm going to put the two of them right next to each other. I will only be powering on one router at a time as I do the tests, and just to see that we can get no interference and get the full sort of throughput. So let's start by just measuring the signal strength as I roam around the house. So I'm using a little app on my phone here which just measured those. I've got both routers actually turned on so I can see them both on the same graph. And let's just have a look and see what we get. So this is a signal strength sat right beside the routers. And as you can see, both there are giving us the full green bars. But there is a slight difference in the output strength of the signals. So again, we're measuring in dBm here, so we're looking for a less negative numbers. So these signals at the top then are the stronger signals. So I've labelled these then, so the Bytes and Bits ones are the new router, and the GT Wireless is my existing router. So as you can see, the Zbtlink router is actually outputting a stronger signal strength on both the 2.4 GHz and the 5 GHz frequencies. So let's see if that does translate to better performance. So if I now start moving around the house, so at this point I'm actually in one of my really bad areas in the house. So we're actually a couple of thick brick walls between us and the routers. And as you can see, the signal strength has really dropped off. And again, the Zbtlink router is still giving us a stronger signal strength even at this position. So again, moving around further, so we're back into various other rooms here, and as you can see, as we go around, the signal strengths are all sort of adjusting and changing, but in general we are actually getting a stronger signal from this new Zbtlink router than my TP-Link version. So let's now move on to looking at the actual download speeds that we get. So first off, let's test the Ethernet speed. So this is with my computer plugged directly into the router through an Ethernet cable, and we're running from my 500 megabit broadband connection. And there you can see that for both of these, we are pretty much getting what we would expect. So we're up around the sort of 400-ish megabits per second, and sort of all the figures, of course, are the same because we're just doing a direct connection in effect through to the router. So next we'll get sort of a baseline Wi-Fi performance. So I'm using my laptop here. I'm connected to the 5G network on both routers, and we're right beside the routers. So this should give us sort of the maximum speed we can expect from our Wi-Fi connection. And as you can see there, we're getting sort of over our sort of like 300 megabits per second, which is pretty good going. And again, they're both fairly similar. I did run the test a few times, and this was pretty much the pattern I was getting with my T-Link router being just a little bit ahead of the Zbtlink router in this particular test. But that gives us, in effect, our maximum Wi-Fi speed that we could expect. So moving around to other rooms on the ground floor where the routers are situated, and give pretty much the same picture with the T-Link router being just ahead of the Zbtlink router in each of these areas. But when I went upstairs with the tests that we actually found a real difference. So the T-Link router has always given pretty poor performance in the upstairs of my house, and we actually use a second device to sort of create a mesh to extend our signal up to there. But if you look at the speeds we're getting from the Zbtlink router, really that's pretty much the same as it was downstairs, which is really, really good. So basically, if I was using the Zbtlink router, I would probably only need one unit to cover my entire house. If I was then to use a second unit, the same as I'm doing with my T-Link router, then again, that would give me probably even better coverage throughout the upstairs of my house. So really that's a real win for the Zbtlink system. So as for the other sort of features on the router, well, pretty much it's what you would expect from a good router. So on the network side, on the WAN port, again, it's got different features for different types of broadband connections, our LAN system there, and our DHCP. All of those are pretty much working as you would expect. On the Wi-Fi setup then, it does produce two networks, so we have a 2.4G network and a separate 5G network, and both of those can be set up differently with different passwords and so on. And then, of course, we have the mesh system, which lets you build up your mesh network. On advanced settings then, again, what you would expect again from security and your DMZ zone and so on. It does have some parental controls, so you can set those up directly on your router, and those are not a subscription service. Applications then, again, various things you can do there with your router. Same with the system management. And then finally down the bottom then, we have our system tools. So pretty much everything you would need from your router is all in there ready for you. So that's pretty much it then for this Zbtlink Z8103AX-E router. As you've seen, it gives surprisingly good coverage throughout, well, my home anyway. And again, compared to my TP-Link router, it really did remove the need for that second node in my mesh network. But of course, with the price that this is placed at, sort of £50, £45, you're going to be able to buy 2 or 3 of these for just the single base router price of one of the premium products. And again, that will then mean that you will get a full mesh network, which will give you really good signals throughout even a large home and so on. Again, maybe even pushing that out into your garden and so on. As regards the final thing, the build quality, well, again, it is the internal electronics will be the same pretty much as other routers. The chipsets and so on tend to be fairly common. Case-wise then, well, again, this is a plastic box with some antennas on it. It's not as high quality as you might find in some other products, but again, it is a plastic box and it does its job as a plastic box, to be honest. So in that sense, I don't have any issues with build quality and so on. So I hope you found this useful. Do give this a check out. I'll put some links in the description down below. If you've enjoyed the video, please do click that like button and subscribe to the channel for lots more reviews, making, gaming, electronics projects. I look forward to seeing you again very soon, and bye for now. For more games programming, electronics projects, and retro gaming, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel and visit my website.